Hello, today I'll be talking about Fortnite ruining their own game. If you like this post, I'll make more, but with that, me the Goa Time Man 3361 shall talk about Fortnite Chapter 1. To start off, I'll explain the difference between Fortnite then to now. So in Chapter 1, the game was truly basic, had people truly having fun, and they frequently were updating the game with good additions with these updates. But now, the updates don't resolve around players having fun, but making the map supposedly good. The game now is far too complicated. Not much people are having fun, and the game has become more of a game center. The creative mode back then was simple, easy to use. Now, they aren't updating 1.0 and focusing on 2.0. As a console player, this annoys me because I like to make PvP creative games, and it is full of bugs. Meanwhile 2.0 is getting all the fixes possible. Now, let's talk about Battle Royale. In my opinion, they've made it far too complicated, and none of it makes sense. I'm glad to see that the OG is a separate mode. The issue is that the graphics are far too good. I like the mode, but that's the only issue. Now I will talk about Chapter 7. About Chapter 7, I despise the 4 seasons per chapter. 4 seasons are equal to a year, meaning Chapter 2 was 2 years, and Chapter 1 was 2.5. But this is getting annoying because when you finally get used to the final season, it'll be nearly over. I feel like even 2 years per chapter would be great. I also think that the UI changes are getting ridiculous, because every time you get used to the UI they change it. Then the Battle Pass Tier 100 skin being gone this season is stupid. Tier 80 is really strange, and the Battle Pass section of the lobby is really complicated. They also removed super styles, according to leakers, and that ruins the part of bonus rewards because it's something to actually look forward to. Now, let's talk about the item shop. If you go onto there, you will see not one original emote, and at most 8 original skins, because now all icon skins, which is making the game, as I said before, a game center rather than a single type. And the new skins they release that aren't icon skins are really bad. They should have kept with that new skin every like 3 to 5 days, and they weren't remakes of a Hope skin or Peely. I would now like to talk about the loot pool. The OG loot as shown on the screen was perfect. This isn't to do with nostalgia, but that Epic are ruining the game. The Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 guns were great for the start of the chapter, but Chapters 3, 4, and 5 made the loot get worse closer and closer to the end of the chapter. Chapter 1 and 2 had perfect guns. A good variety for them, but for the other few chapters weren't that good. But ever since Chapter 6, there's not been much fun for Fortnite weapons. They are just poorly functioned weapons. I want to talk about the graphics. For OGs wish they still were simple. But for Chapter 2, to now I'm glad they are good. But since Chapter 4, which was the peak for realism for graphics, ever since then the graphics got downgraded. And weather events, which only lasted for Chapter 3, and I believe 4, were a great feature, adding tornadoes, thunder, and all. But during the Simpsons season, they added donut storms, which were just like them. Now, vehicles. Chapter 1 had the shopping trolley, baller, quadette. Then Chapter 2 had the cool looking cars, had Chapter 3 only had the tanks. But then Chapter 4 had the futuristic city cars. And Chapter 5 had the Whiplash and SUV only being a major downgrade. Then it's the same with Chapter 6 and 7. Now that's the end. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribing is optional, but is very helpful. Thank you and watch my other videos.